estás? ¿Cómo están, guys? How is everybody doing, guys? So I started a little bit late on the show tonight. Hello, J-Lo. Hello to everyone that's tuning in right now to El Show de Rubi esta noche. We got a lot of chismazo, a lot to talk about, a lot to discuss, guys. Gracias a todos los que se están tuning in esta noche con Rubi Moreno, la gran señora, la chingona, porque sí soy chingona, o sea, había otras platforms que se la tiraban acá bien mamalonas y todo el pinche pedo, pero son pura pinche vieja rascuacha en otra platform de mi suegrita. Hello to everyone. Hello, Brenda. Hello, Luna. Hello, Cactus. Hello, J-Lo. Hello, Diva. Hello, Felicia Matters. How are you doing, mi amor? Hello to RJ, La Travesia. Juanita, Ana. Hello, pretty girl. Hello, Rubio. No saben quién soy yo. Hello. Molly, how you doing, girl? Martinez, hello. J-Lo, hello, divas y divos. Hello to everyone, guys. Bueno, vamos a empezar el pinche show, guys. Hello, Crystal, to everyone that's here with us tonight, guys. No voy a esperar yo a nadie, guys. Yo le voy a recio hasta ahorita tarde, guys. No, but on a serious note, guys, I've had a lot of peacocks who have been messaging me, calling me private, and they're not calling me in like to start a fight, to start an argument. They're actually calling because they want to form peace, guys. And I hear them out, of course. You know, it takes time for them to feel comfortable. Obviously, I was, exposing some of them because they were talking shit about me or one of you guys. So I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt. If there's any peacocks out there who want to reach out to me, you're more than welcome to reach out. I'm not going to blast you. There's no need for me to blast you. We could talk. I know Carmen and we talked for 4 months before she came out and said we were communicating, which is fine, guys. I mean, I know how to keep people, discreet. And I understand why you guys are afraid to come forward. You're intimidated by this individual. You're afraid of retaliation. And pues I encourage you all to get out of that situation. And hello, perrita. And so I'm down to hear you out and help you out. I have no issue, no justice, no peace. Exactly. I have no issue helping you guys out and getting you out of the situation. It's very important that we come out. And I think at the end of the day, putting our differences aside is very important. Obviously, the more support, the less support she has, the better for us. And to be honest, I'm not asking them to come subscribe with me. I'm not asking them to cash at me. I'm not asking them to do anything like that. But all I'm asking is for them to give me the opportunity to hear me out, that there's more to the story than a person acting like a victim out there. I'm not saying I'm a victim to anything because I've defended myself. I've defended myself from that individual. But what I'm saying here is that it's important for us to be able to communicate. You've heard her stories. You heard all the BS she said about me. She wants to play the role as a victim because she cries saying that she's a victim to this and a victim to a lot of things, guys. But, I mean, to a certain extent, how can you believe somebody who claims is a victim, yet she has so many platforms against her? Obviously, when you have so many people against you, so many people who are calling you out, it's because you're doing something wrong, right? And one of the main things why she's in that situation right now where she has no platform, no channels working for her, she's on Facebook jail, she has nothing going her way, it's because she cannot accept criticism. You try to criticize her, what does she do? Que la chinga la tuya, y que no vales, que no aprietas, y que joto mayor, y que saber tooth, y luego que piruja, and you name it, guys. So, when this person learns how to accept criticism, I think it would be a whole different ballgame. And it's important that I've had peacocks here before. And I allow him to come in here. I allow him to come in here with one thing. You come in here and be respectful. That's it. You should get a job as an Uber driver and do taxi cab. That's a good idea, guys. We should do taxi cab confessions. It would be a great idea. But like I said, guys, in order to be able to leave this person standing by herself, we have to get the message across. She still has a few peacocks left, maybe about 11 in her group, and her group Peacocks United. It's not strong anymore. It's really falling apart. She's taken a huge hit. And and the money's not coming in. Obviously, she's not monetizing from her YouTube channel. She's not monetizing from Facebook. No stars for her. And that is her anger that she has. I know that I spoke to one of the peacocks today, and this person felt like, oh, this lady is now putting pressure on us to go buy school supplies or buy uniforms or clothing for paparazzi. And it's not their obligation to do it. She must. It's not their obligation to be going out there and say, you know what, I'm going to take money from my account to give you because you can't afford your daughter's clothes. And I understand that you're going to ask for support. That way, no. That way, no. You're going to ask for support. But when you do it on the first, when you do it on the third, in between the month, and then the beginning of the month, and then the last of the month, it's like, hey, para ver tantito, mujer. So a lot of these peacocks not only left because they opened up their eyes, but they left because they were tired of the same BS. J-Lo, press for your husband and you and all the family. Well, I get puso J-Lo, guys. Let's go back right here. Let me read this. I was away a couple of days. My children's father, my husband, is in the hospital on respiratory. Thank God he's improving. J-Lo, press to your family. Que se mejore. Y que Dios lo sane y lo cure. And we have other important priorities to be with your family. Te entendemos, mujer. You're not, I mean, if you want to join us, great, pero primero está tu familia, primero está tu salud, and that's very, very important. So I do pray that your husband or ex-husband heals from everything that he is facing right now. And like I said, take your time and be strong. And if you need anything, message me to my page, Rubi Moreno, or my number's 956-474-4545. You could call me, or if you want to talk, if you want me to hear you out for whatever reason, háblame. So going back to what we were saying, guys, is in order to move in the right direction, we have to continue to break her. What I mean by breaking her is removing all those assets around her that she feels she could still cling on, that she feels that she could still grow from that. It's like a tree. She's like a tree, guys. If we cut all her branches off, queda puro pinche tronco, guys, and if we start hitting the root, we kill the tree, right? So it's important, not only do we cut the branches off, which is her monetizing, her pages, everything else that comes with it, but now we're going to remove the entire roots, guys. And what I mean with roots is whatever little thing she has left that she's grasping from to be able to survive. And what I mean survive is that to be able to continue to hurt a lot of you guys, to continue to spill all this negative, to continue to go after loved ones that don't have nothing to it, to continue to go after innocent children. That's what it is. It is important that we make this message across, because there's still some peacocks that are confused, and there's some peacocks that still have the mindset that I'm over here trying to go after an individual. It's not going after her. It's exposing who she really is. It's exposing her true colors. It's not about, okay, well, I'm going to cry victim, and no, Mamacita. You've hurt a lot of people. And one thing that she's gone overboard is going after innocent people. For example, when she called out Brenda Lee's mom, why would she do that? Brenda Lee was hurting. Why would you go and do that to her? When you went after Cecilia, her grandma passed away. Why would you go after Cecilia? You know, the list goes on. There's a lot of these viewers that we have here that have lost a loved one, and she attacks them there. And that's something that says, espérame tantito. And you know what, guys? If we go back to this pattern, even before I had that fallout with her, I ended up going to the cemetery with her. Months ago, years ago, when all this started, I went to the cemetery with my suegra. They had just buried Vanessa Tijerina's grandpa. She asked me, take a picture in front of the grave. I said no. I said no because I was not going to stood to that level that she was with against Vanessa. The only reason I crossed the line and I ended up going to the cemetery and making jokes out of her mother was because she started it. And I'm the type of person that if you're gonna go low, I'm gonna go lower. And if you're gonna try to go lower, I'm gonna go lower, 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 where you're gonna not gonna be able to handle it. And right now we've seen that happen. We witnessed her breaking. I'm a witness. She started it. And with Frank, it's the same thing again. Same thing again. ¿Qué culpa tiene la mamá de Frank? Que Frank la haya cagado o los errores que ha hecho Frank. La culpa la tiene Frank. La culpa la tiene Frank. Así como yo he cometido mis errores, ¿qué culpa tiene mi madre for you to bring her up? De ninguna manera. Entonces, así como te gustó a mover el hocico de uno, pues yo también lo hice. Y no te dolió. No te dolió. Ahora, before I contacted your brothers, you were calling my brother's law firm. For what reason? Saying that you feared for your life. Saying that you were scared. That I was sending my followers to hurt you and to cause you harm. But why didn't you tell him all the shit you talked about his mother? Why didn't you tell him all the shit you talked about his family? Eso no te gusta contar. And that's what the peacocks need to understand. Les va a decir lo que les conviene. No les va a decir, you know what, yo también la cagué, yo también ha causado chingadera y media. She won't ever do that. Yo sí les digo, I will let you all know that I've done mistakes down the line. And when I went to the cemetery, I did feel bad. I did feel bad because I have a heart. I have a conscience. Y dije, Dios, perdóname. Pero esta mujer crossed the line. Right? So many times she did it. At the beginning, yo me aguantaba, guys. Me aguantaba y say, you know what? Fuck, man, fuck. Hasta que dije, you know what? Ya valió madre. Ya no me voy a detener. And to the point is that she started the rumors that I had AIDS. When that was lies. You had Juan Ganet, the Tinaco Esparramao, who was encouraging it. Who was saying, just because of my sexual preference, I had AIDS. And I was like, do I have to deal with this shit? Because I'm going to hit her where it hurts the most. So I said, screw it. I'm going to do the same thing. Digital then would put it here. No one should go after anyone who can't defend themselves. The dead, the children, or family members should be left out of it. Direct tactic and insults to the ones who have a problem with it. Yes, Digital, when you are correct. But sometimes people cross the line. And they push you to your limits, and you're going to respond in a way that you normally don't do it, right? So once you respond to a negative way and you start conducting yourself a certain way, they can't handle it. And they quickly sit back and say, you know what, you hurt me. You did this to me. But they don't tell you what they've done, right? So Juan Ganet's over here saying that I have AIDS. Then because of my sexual preference, they started saying that I was a pedophile, that I was a registered sex offender. Because they were trying to find a way to break me with so many lies, right? But when the tables turned and I started doing the same shit, I'm a bad person. I'm a terrible person. I'm going to wish death on Jaime. Because obviously he's talking shit. But it doesn't work like that, Suarita. You can't go back there and say, you know what? Now it hurts me, my kids, my family, my brothers. No. You got to remember what you caused. You can't do damage control, or you cannot do micromanage everything. And then you come over here and say, you know what? They did me wrong. It's the heat of the moment that sometimes takes over. I get it. Looking back, admitting you did wrong shows character, though. And I admit to it. I've done wrongs. I admit to it. I'm never going to say, you know what? I've never done wrong. That is why I don't cry victim. That's why I'm not going to say I'm a victim to this, because we both have gone back and forth. What I'm trying to explain to you guys here is that there's a difference between her and I. She's always going to cry victim. She can never say, you know what? La cagué. Because it goes back. Everything she did to Vanessa, she tried to come do it to me. But when everything she did to Vanessa and I did it to her, no le gustó. Because you got to remember, Who's the one that would pass by her house and would yell, "Limpia tu casa"? And now look at her house. Like, ¿cómo te vas a mirar de alguien cuando your casa looks like a junkyard? You know? How are you going to go talk shit about Carla, Roser, Cecilia, calling them that they're putas because they don't agree with you? What happened to La Motivation Influencer? I heard on Facebook that allegedly her fake accounts are being looked at. Some charges will be brought upon the net. I lost respect for Manny by taking in Wanganet. She doesn't even everything he criticized BT for doing, calling motivation, and that is sad, man. That way, no. Look, let me say to you. That way, you're gonna have a show. You're gonna have a show, and you're gonna criticize BT for whatever reason. Anybody could criticize her. I don't agree with certain things she does. I don't agree with it. But that is my personal opinion. But that doesn't mean I have to go after her every single day. That doesn't mean I have to go make up these fairy tales to make a person look bad. Like my suegra who stalks her. I mean, who in the right mind is going to hide behind or inside a dumpster to see what the hell your neighbor's doing? Who's going to call PD and make up false reports on your neighbor? And we all know she loves to make up false reports. A lot of false reports. So, ¿qué coraje le tiene a Frank? Frank says because of the hot dog. To me, it's because I feel Frank, for whatever reason, he had his moments, but he was still able to keep his family together. Which is important, guys. Which is important. Unity. Unity, and his family is there together. Probably grow in a couple of years, have another child. I don't know. But there's unity there. Now, it seems like from there she went with Cecilia, and the same thing. You meet her husband, you meet her family, and there's a lot of bond there. And then you go with Roser, it's the same thing. Everybody seems to have a very beautiful household, beautiful souls, a lot of love in that family, that it speaks volume about that. But when you see her, it's like, okay, your house is dirty, you're falling apart, you're going crazy by yourself, and now you have these weapons, agarrándote el burro, putting weird stuff in your head, like a psychopath. She doesn't have anything, guys. That is what the Peacocks needs to understand. That this person right here at one point was successful. We got to admit it, guys. At one point, she was good at what she was doing. She had a great show. She had a good knowledge, right? But everything se le subió. Everything se le subió arriba. And she felt like, you know what? I'm super, and I'm better than Frank. I'm better than Jaime. I'm better than George Rice, George Vela. I'm better than everybody and their moms, right? When that pride went over her shoulders is when she started attacking, right? Because the criticism, like the last video, the cops didn't help her because she was complaining about someone putting her number in Moco Express. They told her, it's your fault for putting your number out there. It's true, guys. It's true. She likes to participate and host her shows and put her number out there. Well, you are a public figure now. You're hosting a show. Hello, Ram, ¿cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás, Ram? Aquí está Ram con nosotros. Ya viene el weekend. Yes, Ram, so we could hang out in el weekend. So, como le está diciendo, guys, esta mujer, she's full of anger, she's full of hate, she disrespects people with a malicious act of hurting people. And at one point, she's going to sit back and reflect, ¿cuándo le voy a parar este pedo? ¿Cuándo voy a ser una persona normal that I'm going to be able to accept criticism, that I'm going to be able to have a conversation with the other platform without having an issue? You know what? If my suegra or Ophelia would call me right now, she'd say, you know what, let's talk about this right now. I would take the time to talk about it. I would take the time, you know what, siéntate aquí, vamos a hablar las cosas, qué pinchona está pasando. Qué coraje me tienes a mí. And that's it. Why? Because, hey, el que no habla, Dios no lo oye. That doesn't mean I'm going to be her friend. Because obviously ya no me vuelvo a juntar con ella. Si se me juntara con ella, no tengo vergüenza. Por eso, we could tell me, now guys, la marrana mantecosa talks so bad about her kids. Talk about so bad about her. And now they're hanging out. Like, where's the self-respect? As Ophelia, where's the self-respect? How you don't value yourself, you don't respect yourself, you don't love yourself. How are you going to associate with a person who degraded your family, who humiliated your kids, who sent your daughter some razors, obviously because she forgot to shave, yet you're still with this person because this person hates Frank, this person hates Jaime, this person hates Vanessa, and that is the only reason you're hanging out with her. That is the only plain reason you're hanging out with that person. Pero no tienes vergüenza. ¿Tus hijos qué? ¿Cómo se sentirá tu hijo, tu hija? How do you think your daughter feels that this fat lady who's sitting inside her house talks so much shit about her, send her some razors, and you're still allowing her to go inside your house? How do you think your daughter feels? You don't think it hurt her? You don't think, you know what, hey, mom, esta ruca me cagó el palo, me mandó unos razors. Ponte a pensar, piensa por tus hijos. That's what you need to do. Don't focus about anybody else but your kids. This lady, la marrana mantecosa, did so much damage to la paparazzi. Y qué gacho se siente, guys. To be honest, qué gacho me siente. Yo sí me siento mal with some of the skits I did about Baby Boy, Baby Doll, Buffalo Bill, Hermaphrodite. I'm not going to say I didn't fuck up either. Pero tampoco me voy a ir a sentar en la casa de mi suegra like I ever did anything wrong. Yo nunca en mi perra vida vuelvo a juntarme con esa mujer. Nunca me van a volver a ver juntarme con esa mujer. Because at the end of the day, I know how to respect myself. I know how to value myself. I know how to love myself. And this is what the difference between her and I. Se volvió a juntar con la marrana mantecosa, right? Después de tanta pendejada que dijo de sus hijos, de su hija, que según le duelen los hijos, guys, because we all know she goes crying at her kids and her kids and her daughter. You don't speak about my daughter, but yet you have this 600-pound lady inside your house who talked about your daughter. It does not make sense. It's common sense, peacocks. For the ones that are still with her, it's common sense that if you're going to allow somebody who's talked so much shit about your family inside your household, that speaks a lot about that person, whether they want to hear it or not. Si entre hermanas no se pueden ver en pintura, peacocks. Si con hermanas no se hablan, ni entre hermanos tampoco. You think they really care about you? Do you think that my suegra really cares about you when she talks so much shit about her own brothers and sisters? Right? Where she discredits her tia, her sister, and all this other stuff because she wants to look good. She wants to look que yo soy la rancherita, que yo soy chingona, and that nobody will be able to bring me down. Peacock, snap the hell out of it. Snap the hell out of it before it's too late and you're going to dig yourself in a hole that you won't be able to get out. And we have La Pepper here. Your leader first come back and comment on here. Por favor. La Pepper's here, guys. Don't worry about it. If they're here talking BS, no les hagan caso, guys. Who cares? Let them talk all they want. At the end of the day, we used to have certain peacocks that are with us now that would do the same thing Pepper's doing. But you know what? At the end of the day, I'm still getting my message across to Pepper. Porque aquí te tengo. Aquí te tengo. So you're still hearing me out. At the end of the day, it's going to be able to get inside your head whether you like it or not. you're still hearing me out. And out of the 173, thank you, Pepper, for being here with us tonight. Everybody say thank you, Pepper, thank you, Pepper, thank you, Pepper, for joining Ruby tonight. So, Pepper, open your eyes. Open your eyes, because el día de mañana que te falte algo o que necesitas algo, Pepper, you could call me. You could call me. Yo no tengo ningún problema que me hables tú. Yo no tengo ningún problema if you message my page. At all. If you want to talk civil, you could call the right now the show, or you could even call private, and we could talk here. And you're gonna know that I'm gonna respect you. You could ask me all the questions you want. You could call me private, and we'll have a great conversation. No va a pasar nada. Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. I will hear you out. If you disagree with certain things that I've done, you could call me and we could have a great conversation about it. We could have a very great conversation. Yo no tengo vergüenza de lo que ha hecho. Yo no voy a decir que me ha defendido. I've just done the same thing she's done to me. That's it. But Pepper, you could call in. No hay ningún problema. I will hear you out. As long as we respect each other, hablamos bien. No pasa nada. Or if you want to call me after the show, great. La Roña is so triggered she can't even go live anywhere. Pero that's what she gets. Ella misma se empina sola, guys. She does these things to herself. Nobody's over here consistently, doing her wrong like she claims. She brings herself down, guys. She's lost the support. And a lot of people don't understand. And I'm going to make this clear. A person's reaction, it's what's going to make a person fold. People are going to look at you differently. When a person starts conducting their in a certain way that is not normal, people say, you know what? Something's wrong with this person. ¿Por qué se está comportando de esta manera? Why is she acting a certain way? Now people really lost, or some of these peacocks lost interest in her, because a lot of them don't believe in that brujeria or fear to be around that type of shit. And when you have an individual who's bringing negative vibe, who's using this witchcraft ritual type of shit to hurt someone because they are not doing what she wants, well, peacocks, don't you think she's capable of doing the same thing to you guys? Don't you think, Pepper, that my suegrita would not do brujeria on you? She did it to me. I'm not saying it works, but she still did it, right? See, what you don't understand is this is a cycle. For her, she will continue to do it. For her, she's going to try to bring in new people and restart her story again from scratch. Saying that she feels bad that they hurt her children, her family, pero no platica lo que ha hecho ella. No lo va a platicar, guys. Y eso no es una persona normal. Pepper, if your message was read wrong or misinterpreted, then retype it if that's what you're trying to say. Felicia Isabel Martinez, I heard Roña baila descalza. But no, on a serious note, guys, like, who in the right mind would support somebody who consistently goes live y se mama? She gets drunk, and then she wakes up, and then she starts drinking again, and then throughout the day, ya está bien mamada, but she never talks about her achievements, how, what she has accomplished. I spent time with my daughter, I went to this band event, I saw her perform. Nada, guys. I'm sure some of you all have still kids in high school, or in band, or in the sports, and you all take the time on Fridays to go watch a football game, to go support them during the band, whatnot, and it's understandable, guys. Very understandable. Tienen a sobrinos o a nietos that participate in the band or whatever sports that they do. But when this person goes live on a Friday night, right, or even on Pigskin, I put it to Pigskin, guys. Here comes Pigskin around. Your daughter's participating in band. So, Rita, wouldn't you want, or don't you feel your daughter looks up and looks at the stand and say, where's my mom at? And I'm telling you this, because I grew up in a dysfunctional household. What I mean in a dysfunctional household, and I'm going to take my wig off, guys, because I'm going to speak to you as Jaime, okay? I grew up in a dysfunctional household, meaning that I grew up in a single parent household, right? And I'll take the lipstick off because I'm talking to you all as Jaime, my personal life, right? So I grew up in a single parent household. My mother raised 6 kids by herself, right? So when my mom was not there, when my dad did not participate in any activities that I would have, like basketball, because I played 1 year JV, 3 years varsity, right? So my mom would attend every game. Here comes parents' nights, right? My mom was there. My brother Jesse was like a father figure. He would go stand with my mom. We were both there together, correct? But now Sirena comes here with a single parent, which is my suegra, Ofelia. The mother doesn't go to the, right? The father's nowhere to be found. So now you have a child who says, you know what? I'm growing up without a father, right? No tengo padre. Where's my mother at, right? De perdido, the mom participates, right? So the thing here is, look, I'll paint it to you this way. My mother was a single parent. Ofelia's a single parent, right? The difference here between the single parents here is that my mother's always there participating with us in every sports. My mother raised 6 kids by herself. My mother was a very hard-working lady, a lady that committed herself to church, a lady who committed herself to God. After my dad and my mom divorced, my mother, the only thing she did was dedicated to church and God. She tried to raise her kids by herself. Everybody graduated from high school. Everybody has an education, a college education, right? And that speaks volume for a single parent, right? Now, Solita, on the other hand, you have 2 disabled children or adults, but you enable them. You didn't allow them to grow as men should grow. Even if a person's, is behind or has mental issues or a little bit slower than common people, but you see that you see at McDonald's that sometimes you see a disabled person there working, and these 2 don't do anything, right? And then now you see Balde, on the other hand, who still is trying to be a man out of it. You know what? And it's not bad being a single parent. There's nothing wrong being a single parent. Let me tell you that. There's nothing wrong. The problem here is that there's single parents que no le pone atención a sus hijos y todavía tienes una niña. And I say she's a little girl because she's still in high school. ¿Por qué no enfocarte en ella? ¿Por qué no decir, you know what? I'm going to spend time with her. I'm going to be there. Especialmente porque es mujercita, porque es una mujer. She's a woman. Es una mujer, una madre, una hija, right? Where is the connection? It's not there. And you're going to tell me, oh, I spend time with her, and when she comes after school, I talk to her. That's great. But how many activities you participate in? None. And that is where the issue stands. Cuando uno no participa en la vida de los hijos. And you're going to say, oh, pues tú no tienes hijos. No los tengo que tener para ver cómo cuidas de los tuyos. Right? It doesn't take a genius. Ahora vas a decir, well, tú escogiste la vida que viviste. Sí, la escogí porque yo escogí esa vida, no porque mi mamá me la enseñó. Not because my mom said, ¿sabes qué? Hazle la droga y yo tomo. Because mi mamá nunca he tomado. Mi mamá nunca hizo drogas. Mi mamá nunca ha fumado ningún cigarro. Mi mamá no sabe qué es una cantina. Right? Entonces, todo lo que aprendí yo, lo aprendí por mí mismo. No porque crecí en una casa de eso. No porque me los enseñaron mis hermanos. It's because that's the choice that I decided to do, right? And what I'm trying to explain to you, Suelita, here is, mira, mi mamá was there for me. She is a very good woman. Sirena, you're not there for her, right? Imagínate que mi mamá estuvo ahí por mí y las decisiones que yo tomé. Imagínate tu hija, que tampoco tiene padre, y tú does not participate in her life. Imagínate las decisiones que puede tomar esa muchacha porque tú no quieres participar en su vida because you want to continue being on your YouTube channel, on your Facebook, continue to try to hurt others. Like, it doesn't take a genius. And that's what I'm trying to say. Peacocks, if she can't spend time with her daughter, if she cannot participate with her child in these events, extracurricular activities, you think she's going to spend time with you all? Guys, es por el dinero. Mientras ustedes le mandan más dinero, hey, los quiere. And I'll give you a prime example. Ram, aquí está Ram con nosotros. Cuando Ram le mandaba last month que fueron para Las Vegas, y no es por hablar mal de Ram, porque Ram se ha portado muy bien conmigo, but as an example right here, guys. Cuando Ram se fue muy bien para allá con ellos para Las Vegas, a Ram lo tenía en un altar, y que Ram era de lo mejor, y que Ram was the best person on earth, y que we love Ram, and the Peacocks love Ram. But the minute Ram said, you know what, que lo ofendiste, because you did. Because at the end of the day, Ram crió esos animalitos como si fueran sus hijos. Ram raised those kids as their children, and thank you, Ram, for the super chat. Ram raised those animalitos como sus hijos. Por eso hablar tú y decir pendejadas, even if you said it as a joke, hay cosas that you don't joke around with. There's things you don't cross the damn line, and you did it. And you did it, and you hurt him. Regardless of the situation, when you called him and you try to say, you know what, let's fix things, it's too late. Because Ram tiene corazón. Y como te digo, I saw him. Todo el amor que le tiene a esos perritos los ve como sus hijos. Y los cuida como sus hijos. Right? Ram has this cariño y amor con esos animales, guys. Right? Y por eso le dolió a Ram. Until this day, le duele. And you know what? Y todavía you go back and you say, que Elisa Ramírez, ¿por qué you have to go that low? ¿Por qué tratarlo de humillar de esa manera? And you're going to say, you did it too, Jaime. Yes, but you know what? Him and I, we talked. We forgave each other because I started talking shit first. And he did it, that bueno. But we were able to grow out of it, and we said, you know what, perdóname. And we let it go. Tú al contrario todavía le sigues echando, right? And you laugh about it. And you allow those few peacocks that you have there, you allow them to continue to talk shit about him. And I'm going to tell you something. When Carmen came on board and she called, when Vanessa came on board, this is the first thing I said, guys, this person's coming on board. Por favor, respect them, right? Because that's what's supposed. If I reached out to somebody and I said, you know what, call in, or the peacocks tell me they want to call into the show, great. But I tell you who it is prior before the calling, and I ask for respeto. And a lot of y'all have understand that, and that speaks volume about you people here that I have. Porque mira, después de toda mentada de madre, después that so many peacocks have humiliated us, we still are able to understand and put our differences aside. Ram le dolió. Y todavía de pilón, you know, last month, he was the best. Last month, he wasn't toxic. But this month, he's toxic, right? According to you. This month, you claim he's a borracho, right? This month, you want to make fun of his babies, right? But last month, you didn't. And you know why? Porque sabes la clase de persona que eres. Una persona que no tienes corazón. Una persona que no tienes conciencia. y una persona mal agradecida. Because you know what, at the end of the day, no le hayas pedido nada a Ram, pero cuando una persona te da de buena voluntad, when a person gives you out of the kindness of their heart, se le agradece, whether you like it or not, se le agradece a esa persona, because not anybody's going to give you money. Not everybody's going to help you out. The person who helps you out is a person you are grateful for, regardless of what it is. Si una persona te manda $1, si una persona te manda $2, you're grateful. But nobody is obligated. And that's what really, I sit back and say, you know what? Pobrecitas estas picas no agarran la onda que now she's demanding you to give her money. Because then she's gonna say you can't participate. What do you mean you can't participate if you're not gonna pay $10? That's ridiculous, guys. That is very ridiculous. Ustedes, you could continue to comment here y no les voy a decir, ¿sabes qué? Porque no me mandaron ahora, no les voy a hablar. That's dumb. ¿Quién soy yo? Who am I to force you all to give me something? Who am I to force you all to give me something? I'm not nobody, guys. Yo no soy quien, guys. Yo no soy quien para que ustedes me estén mandando a mí. Dame la verdad. And you go back here and you say, guys, when is this lady gonna change? She's not gonna change. Esta mujer no va a cambiar, guys. So it's pointless attacking someone like her. It's pointless addressing things to her because she's not going to understand to stop. So the thing is here is you got to address it with the peacocks. That's who we need to address it with. Enough with mentándole la madre. Enough with putting up with her shit, guys. Porque las mentadas de madre entran por una oreja y salen por la otra. A mí en este punto, guys, que me diga drogadito, que me diga tweaker, que me diga lo perfa, que me diga lo que ella quiera. No me duele. And I've said it millions of times. A mí no me duele. A mí, ¿sabes lo que me dolió? Cuando andaba las drogas, mujer. That's what you need to understand. A mí la vida de un drogadito, when I was a drug addict, es cuando me dolió a mí. Because yo no sabía qué es amor. I didn't know how to love myself. I didn't know how to value myself. I didn't know how to say, you know what? Esta noche, I'm going to be able to sleep. No, you know what was killing me? My conscience, porque yo tenía conciencia, guys. Y les digo de mi vida personal para que nadie más se lo platique, guys. I remember, guys, that at night, cuando mi mamá ya estaba, se puso bien malita for a while, guys, me quedaba yo dormido. And, you know, I would hear my mom and stuff, and her room was right here, my room was right here, guys. Y mi mamá todo el tiempo oraba, guys. And at that time, pues, I had not the best communications with my brothers, porque pues andaba perdido, andaba entre las drogas, guys. Andaba entre las drogas. And so, my mom would always pray que el día de mañana que Dios la recogiera, que me recogiera con ella, guys. Porque I was lost. Era una cosa que duele, guys. And then, my brother Jesse, he stopped taking Christian, one of my nephews, to the house, and he stopped taking him over to the house porque yo andaba perdido en las drogas, and I took some of his childhood away. Le quité poquito de su niñez con mi madre, guys, porque yo escogí esa vida. And when Jesse brought him back to the house, it was in November of last year, I asked him to forgive me. I asked my nephew to forgive me porque I was a selfish person. Y yo se los platico a ustedes, guys, de mi vida personal so that other people could not come tell you the life that I've lived. Right? People will try to come tell you certain things about me, but Peacocks, you're more than welcome to ask me. You're more than welcome to call me. Yo se los digo con honestidad, with honesty. I've never hidden anything from any of you all. Absolutely nothing from you guys. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Mira, there was no reason or there was no obligation for me to tell you about my personal life, que yo fui un drogadito. But I did it because I wanted to be transparent with you guys. Era importante to speak up with facts and with bullshit lies. Because at the end of the day, con un dedo no se tapa el sol, guys. So why was I going to come and lie to you guys, say that, you know what, I've never done this in life. Yo nunca he tomado. No, yo era de lo peor, guys. Yo era de lo peor. And when my suegra accuses me of being a tweaker this time around, I laugh about it. I laugh about it porque nunca me conoció cuando andaba las drogas, right? She never knew me when I was in this drug addiction rampage, because it's called a rampage. I was a hot mess, guys. De que si era ratero, guys. Si era de lo peor. De que me gustaba la droga, me gustaba chingos. I'm not gonna deny it, guys. Yo mismo les platico mi vida, porque nadie más supo o sabe de mi vida personal, right? Cuando you hear all these people saying que el vato le gustaba ir para el canal, sí me gustaba ir para el canal, porque yo mismo lo platiqué. Yo mismo les dije de mi vida, guys. Ahora, there's a difference between my suegra and I, guys. I never denied that I have a criminal record. I don't. And I've always believed this, guys, that my past is my living testimony. Why do I say this, guys? And I'm going to be very honest. Why do I always emphasize that my past is my living testimony? Why is my past my living testimony, guys? Because you know what? I'm not embarrassed of what I've done. What I've done in the past has grown me, or has helped me grow into the man that I am now, right? What I've done in my past could save a life. My past is my living testimony, and I'll never forget what I've done wrong in my past. Nunca se me va a olvidar mis errores de mi vida, guys. Y se los digo sinceramente. Thank you for the super chat. Se los digo sinceramente que mi pasado nunca se me va a olvidar, guys. I'm never, ever, ever going to forget my past. And why am I never going to forget my past? Because the minute I forget the mistakes I've done in my life is the minute that I'm going to relapse. That's why every day I remind myself, is it worth it taking a bump than failing your supporters, failing your family, and failing yourself? That is why when Digital Dimwit said yesterday, you know what? When I go to the valley, I'll give you a drug test. By all means, I'm down for it. I'm down for it. Si alguien me habla ahorita, guys, y me dice, hey, come over to the house, let's do a drug test, pues vaya voy. Yo no me agüito, guys, porque yo no tengo nada que esconder. La gente va a hablar, guys. That's what you all need to understand. La gente va a hablar. Y como me habló ese Silent Peacock ahora, guys, y me preguntó unas questions, yo se las contesté. At the beginning, he called me private, or she called me private. But now, that person gave me their number. And we communicate, we text, and they were able to hear my testimony without somebody else over there trying to degrade me, without having a person trying to bring me down. Guys, if you have a brother, a sister, or a loved one who's going through an addiction, I'm going to tell you something, guys. Don't you ever give up on that person. Don't you ever give up on a brother or a sister or anybody who's going through a drug addiction, guys, because a persona puede cambiar. Una persona puede cambiar, guys. And that is the key. Don't give up on a loved one. Do not give up on a loved one. Do not give up on a relative. Do not give up on yourself. Because it's so easy to judge an addict. But if you never lived the life of an addict, you don't know what it is to. It's so hard to understand a person who's lived with a drug addict as well. A lot of you guys have faced so many difficulty moments in your life. You know, thank you for the super chat, gracias. We have Ociel here, guys. And Ociel has a very great testimony too, guys. He was born with a disability, guys. But that disability never defined him as a person. Ociel is a very hardworking man y tiene lo que tiene por su sudor, guys. My suegra thought that by calling him manitas and manitas and manitas, you were going to break him down. No. Because esa manita, Dios le ha dado la fuerza, la sabiduría para crecer en otras diferentes maneras como hombre. And that speaks a lot about Ociel. And I know he said next topic, but it's okay, Ociel. It's okay. So, like I said, a lot of us have faced so much trauma, so much, sadness in their lives, struggles in their lives, but it's not the end of the world. Si la persona quiere seguir hacia adelante, guys, they're going to do it. That's why I'm going to tell you something, guys. Vanessa, I'll bring up Vanessa to this topic, guys. A lot of people say, you know what, she needs to change, she needs to change, she needs to change, she needs to change, whatever. La mujer va a cambiar when she's ready to change. Una persona va a cambiar cuando la persona quiere cambiar. And I'll tell you why. Because I went to Charlie's Detox. I went to Mexico to AA. I went to churches for help. I looked for help. I cried. The last few days that I was still doing drugs, let me tell you what, I would put praise and worship, guys. I would put praise and worship, and I was sniffing cocaine. And I was doing drugs, and I was doing crack, and I was doing heroin. But I was still listening to praise and worship. That was a sign that God was telling me that I needed to change, that I needed to figure out a way to get out of the hole that I was in. I remember que ponía alabanzas de Dios y todo, and it was something so weird, guys, that it was a way that God was manifesting in my life that I needed to find myself. And then I needed to learn how to love myself, right? So, like I said, if anybody's going through anybody's going through a difficult time, people are born with certain disabilities. People, or then all of a sudden you're 19, and then you go through this. Something happens that you lose your strength in your body. But you know what? A person doesn't give up. When my suegrita was trying to say that I was making fun of Christian at Applebee's, no. Christian is a very good friend of mine. Christian and I, we talk. Christian is a person who is very, he lives in his own little world, guys. And he has no self-confidence. I go in there and I try to motivate Christian. Yeah, Christian, let's see, and do this and do that. Christian is a nice, beautiful person that was born with a disability. But again, I told him, don't never allow anybody to define you because you have that disability. You are who you are. Give thanks to God that you have a life, that you continue to breathe, right? Because there's other people that are in worse situation than you are. I have a brother that is blind, and he's worked all his life, and blindness has never stopped him. Exactly, guys. So if we have, and congratulations to Ashley. So if everybody has a story to tell, right? Everybody has a story to tell, and everybody has a story to come, a story that could make an impact in people's lives, right? But if a person allows somebody else to come define them, then that's where the issue comes, guys. Never allow anyone to label you. Let me tell you that. I want to remind everybody that, when my suegrita tried to label me as gay, well, in my household, I never came out. I never said, you know what, I'm afraid to come out of the closet. And no. To this day, I've never come out because I felt that I am Jaime, right? No matter what your sexual preference is, no matter what gender you are, no matter what color you are, I am Jaime. So if somebody tries to come label you, don't even bother with it. You are who you are as a person, no matter what people label you. No matter what people label you, you are who you are. And remember, always try to love yourself, value yourself, respect yourself, no matter what it is. Again, love yourself, respect yourself, and be a humble person, guys. Porque hay veces hay gente that are very needed, guys. We have, Ronya tried to label me. The dad just showed who she was after giving birth to two individuals who just cut. It's como dijo John Allen, it's the DNA. Exactly. It's important that you don't allow somebody like her to come label you. You don't know, como she starts calling about discrimination about your sexual preference. You start talking about your skin colors and being racist and stuff like that. At the end of the day, mira, todos somos iguales. Todos somos pecadores. Todos hemos cometido errores. Y no hay ninguna persona desperfecta en este mundo que puede decir, pues I'm perfect. Yo nunca he cometido ningún error. Guys, I want to thank each and every one of you that was here with me tonight. I want to thank each and every one of you all who heard my testimony. Everybody here, again, has a living testimony. Everybody here has a story to tell. And everybody here could save a life. Never allow anyone to define you, to label you, or to tell your story. She said that I no prieto. Exactly. Pero ¿qué sabe de tu vida, Ofelia? Never allow anybody to tell your story. So tomorrow, guys, we could do something so different where we could have different viewers calling our show. And each one could say their living testimony in life. We could try something different. Because it's important to put it out there, guys. It's important to speak about your living testimony. You know, Ashley put out there she's been 9 months sober from drinking. Great. But people might be struggling with alcohol right now. And they might want to know how you did it. Maybe you could make an impact in a person's life by calling into the show and say, you know what, this is how I did it. These were my struggles. And this is how I'm growing. And maybe you could save a life. Remember that. A testimony, a living testimony, could save a life. So never be embarrassed of speaking about your mistakes. Never deny your mistakes. Never deny where you came from. Always be humble and accept yourself. Accept your mistakes and never hide them. I want to thank everybody that was here with me tonight. Gracias a todos que estuvieron aquí con nosotros. Dios me los bendiga. Dios les dé más. I want to thank everybody who sent a super chat tonight. Everybody who blessed me through Cash App. Gracias a cada uno de ustedes. Hasta mañana. And again, Dios los bendiga y Dios les multiplique lo que me hagan mandado esta noche. Los quiero a cada uno de ustedes. Good night.